It's Victoria, obviously. Um, the reason that I am uh, doing this video is in response to the first one that I made that said reply about Dominicans at West Africa, which he deleted his account anyways. Um, the reason I'm writing this video is because I noticed a lot of the comments that are on the video. I think they're a little unnecessary, but you know, it's whatever. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and argue with every person who comments on it, but you know, there are some negative things that I just think are necessary. You know what they say? If you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. But it's okay, it's whatever. The point to this is people here, typically in America, focus too much on skin color. And it's not really about the skin color. It's about the culture. I mean, people have different blends, you know, of different, you know, I could have, who knows, I could be mixed with Irish, I don't know, but people are going based on just my skin, not based on the culture that I've been raised. And I never was denying that I was African American. It's pretty darn obvious that I'm not white. I have African American traits. But my point to that is I wasn't raised in a African American culture. I was raised in a Hispanic culture. And it's like American cultures, it's different. Every culture is different despite of color. There is, for example, since we were in the subject, there are African Americans that were never raised with African cultures. They're based on, they're in an American culture, you know, that's why they're African Americans. And, you know, different things like that. Like, my point to this is that people have to stop focusing on just the skin tone. People need to realize that that's not what's really important. It's who we are, where we've come from, what's in my family, you know, what are we bringing into the table. It's what unites us. But when every time we put a barrier because of skin tone, I think it's so stupid. And I think it's unnecessary and unfair. And that's why we're never going to be past this racism. It's because people focus too much on skin color. Like, that's not what's important. I understand we learn and we need to know where our history is from. And I completely agree. It's good to know. You know, I don't know my full history because I unfortunately was not raised with my biological mother and father. So I don't know exactly what my history is. But as far as what I know is I am a Dominican. I was raised there. I lived there. It's what I know. Therefore, what I bring to the table is a Dominican culture. I bring Dominican food. I bring Dominican customs. And people, you know, they're like, oh, you know, people say rude things like, oh, you don't like fried chicken and this and that. I'm like, you know, is that, you know, it's all these stereotypes, and it's just so unnecessary, and it's aggravating because we're never going to be able to move on. We're never going to be a happy society. We're not going to be a happy world when we keep putting skin tones in between of everything. You know, oh, what could, you know, even on blind dates and stuff like that. You know, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the end of the world. It's not that important. The skin tone does not define who you are as a person. And I could care less what anybody else has to say. I know what I am and where I come from. I may not know all the blends because, like I said, I was not raised with my family. I wasn't raised with my biological mother and father. Therefore, I don't know exactly what could have been before. But as far as I know, like I said, I'm in a Hispanic culture and I'm in a Dominican culture, and that's just it. Yes, I come from African American roots, but okay, that's it. Okay, what's the point? You know, people are like, oh, you're not black, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm mixed with black, and what's the point? What difference does it make? You know, are you happy? Yes, okay, but what was the point to all of this argument? What was the point to all this You know, what's the point? I just don't understand what's the point. And that's the thing that gets on my nerves. And the thing about Hispanics is people automatically think they know, but you don't know. You know what I mean? You don't know. We have a different culture, and it's what I'm trying to get based on. Every family, yeah, let's put it this way. Every family has a different custom. Every country has a different custom and culture, and they have their way of doing things. We have our way of doing things. My Dominican family might not have been the same as the other Dominican family. But in the end, my point is that I just think it's stupid to let skin tone come between who you are as a person. You know, I know who I am, and I'm proud of who I am. I love my skin tone, and I wouldn't change it for the world. And people like, oh, you're ashamed. I'm like, no, I love my skin. I love my hair. I love everything about me. I love who I am, and I wouldn't change it for the world. And I just think it's stupid for people to focus on skin tones and let that define you. Okay? Like, that's just stupid. It is just stupid. Just learn who you are as a person. Learn cultures. Learn custom. Oh, you're from Guatemala. What do you cook in Guatemala? Oh, if you are from Africa, what are some customs? I've seen African Americans have different outfits and things like that. Just like people from India. Every culture has different customs. That's what we need to talk about. Not the color of your skin. Not, oh, if you have black traits and blah, 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 or if you have white traits or whatever. That's not what's really important. It's who you are and what you bring to the table. And that is the reason that I am doing this video. And I'm sorry if might have pissed some people off again, but I'm just going to speak my mind. And I think if us as a society would learn to teach other people what we bring from the inside and stop judging people from the outside, we would be much of a happier place. Unfortunately, you know, and so many people have tried, and some people just don't get it. And for the people who do get it, God bless your hearts. But people need to learn that skin tone isn't everything. A skin tone does not define who you are as a person. It's what you have on the inside and what you bring in the table. So that was it. Thank you for your time.